Aston Villa 0.
We dominated the game massively, scored the 1-0 with the penalty. I think the first 75 minutes was an incredible football. It's difficult because the opponent obviously defended pretty compact.
We've stayed in the game, we've done ever so well to contain Liverpool for large periods. We've defended our penalty box extremely well, and ultimately the game's been decided by a penalty. But for me, there was 2 penalty incidents in the game. Liverpool got theirs, we didn't get ours. It's harsh on us from that point of view. But there was certainly a level between the teams that penalty box to penalty box.
It was what we expected. You know, they're a very difficult side to beat. And they showed it definitely of the last 5 games they've played. And
who's there again? And it's Van Dijk, and it is very difficult for them to play through. If you don't get through the size of them, then that protection is just superb. One snap away here, another one's there, then coming, and it's almost impossible. And that's why Villa found it difficult in the forward areas today. I know after about 10 minutes when Liverpool scored, they offered more of a threat, but other than that, there was nothing really from Aston Villa going forward, and that was one of the main reasons. Superb. There's no way through.
Very, very solid in that sense, and also creative. Well, a few decisions to look at, Martin. Steven Gerrard wasn't happy.
Yeah, initially we're looking at a little bit of contact. I don't think it's enough for a penalty. The referee shootout was right on the scene there. I think he gets
like he hit him though. It's one of those that if he gives it, they don't turn it round. If they don't give it, they don't turn it round.
Exactly. And then this one here, I mean, Tyrone Mings was actually playing very well in the game, and that's a really sloppy challenge from him there. But Salah does remarkably well.
I just want to highlight, watch what Salah does with his left foot there. He just steps across Mings, which is what you're taught to do. It's what you have to do, because if the defender's then silly enough to make that challenge, once you step across him as he does with that left foot, then it's if you're going to do that, he's going to bring him down, and he actually did. Yeah, and there's no doubt for me it was a penalty. He wasn't going to miss one. 21st goal this season. Not bad,
not at Christmas yet.
Incredible.
This one was the
Premier League leaders go for their 6th league win in a row and make 2 changes from last week's win at Watford. Alexander Zinchenko comes in at fullback, and Gabriel Jesus returns to the front 3. Zinchenko, Ilkay Gundogan and Jack Grealish are the only 3 starting today who did so in the Champions League on Tuesday.
So the wire's gone through once and around, back in, and then gone back in. So it's like there's 3 strands in there, and all you do you just grab a pair of crimps and just gently squidge down on it.
Yet another excellent year for Manchester City so far. It could get even better. Their tally of 31 league wins.
But don't squeeze too much, because you might, depending on what your crimps are like, you might
and Chelsea with 32 in
puncture it. So you just rotate it round so it's.
Nicely done, Manchester City.
You want to see that? You can just test it. See how it's crimped there.
Ruben Diaz.
Sort of done one side, then done the other side. Little bit of a loop. I like a bit of movement in the wire. Sometimes when you're unhooking a pike, they'll unfresh, and if there's not much play in the wire there in the loop, then sometimes I can just snap the hook out, and then you've got to just tie on another one. So all we do, this loose bit here, and all we do, we just snip it off a bit more, just like that, and you just snip it. There you go. These are really good hooks, these are. Really sharp, needle sharp, and really good for sort of wobbling dead baits. So what we'll do now, that's the other one, so you've got to make a decision on where you want that treble to be. I recommend it being, for a smallish dead bait, I reckon something like that. That sort of position. That sort of distance apart. That's all you do. Getting this bit right can take some doing, but that's all you do. You go back through again. You go back through the crimp. Right, and then you want to feed.
What a ridiculous way to get sent off.
You want to feed. You want to just roughly position it where you want to position it. You've got to pull the wire through. The wire's actually a bit long, but it's an old spool, so that's all that's left. So you just... About there would do. So what we're doing... we're just...
Did it strike Kilman? If it did, I think Kilman was trying to move his arm out of the way.
See that?
Completed their look at this incident at the VAR hub.
Like that, you can see how it's gone through.
Wolves ball, and that was the last action of the first half.
Alright. So what you do, you've made a call on where you want the stop to be, so we move it down a little bit more. Just tweaking it and adjusting it, and then you just pull it through there like that. Alright. Now we've got the treble where we want it, we've got the crimp where we want it. We just thread it through. It's gone through, so now we're going back over the top. This is secure the treble. It's just feeding it through the bloody right position. So we're just pulling the wire through to find out what the treble's doing.
Foden into Bernardo Silva. Ball strike, Moutinho. It's a penalty. They will have another look at it. Moutinho racing towards the referee on that decision. His arm was raised.
You can see it there. See now we're clear.
Calmly stroked home. Jose Sarr committed. Raheem Sterling gives the Premier League leaders
That's better.
the advantage. And
Push that down. There you go. Perfect distance apart. And all you do, you can leave those loops at the end there, they're not too bad. You can sort of pull that one. You can pull that one out, make it a bit smaller without moving it too far. That's just perfect. Absolutely perfect. So all I want to do now, I just want to crimp that. That's all I'm going to do. Just grab gently there. On there.
Didn't prove to be the easiest game in the end today, did it?
Wolves is always a difficult one. Over the past couple of seasons, they've always.
He's fucking up. Right, so that's pretty much the business end, and you just do something very similar for the swivel end. So you, from that 14 inches.
He was under pressure from the Man City players to give that as I don't know what he's doing when he's coming off and applauding the fans, because he ultimately cost his team.
The game was won with Raheem Sterling's penalty. They got that wrong, didn't they? That one draw.
But then I can't believe they give.
I sometimes just like just doing it slowly while I'm watching football or something.
We look at the Moutinho.
So all you do, you set the crimp at the height you
I
want.
feel this is really unfortunate.
So it's something about there. Get your swivel.
That hits him in the ribs. We've got a fantastic view of
Get
this.
your swivel.
You see, look, just underneath the armpit, and I don't believe that was a penalty.
It should never, ever, in a million years be a penalty. That's what
Oh, it should never ever be a penalty.
That's exactly the.
Says Alan Shearer, running up to the referee. Ref, that's a fucking penalty!
Tell you VAR's excuse. They. Guys, bossing! Come on, guys!
Murray's robot skills were quite. They were good, but we got the upper hand, I think.
For them, so to get Albion to come in and to bring them into school has been fantastic. But Stem
It's really important for the kids. It's the real world out there. It's why they know coding already.
We're the next generation. We're going to do jobs around like tech and everything, and it's really good for us to learn it.
How much were they sold for? Not much at all. I left Crystal Palace for, I think, £4 million.
Wow.
We see some crazy numbers, don't we, in football?
Yeah, you said it like.
It shows how important Albion and the community are to the city and to the surrounding areas to give the kids these opportunities.
There you go. Just tightened it up a little bit there.
Have fun while doing it, and you could see they had loads.
You're still doing learning, but it's fun learning. And learning should be fun as well.
Southampton had never won in 22 Premier League games away at Arsenal, who went into the game on the back of a last-minute defeat against Everton on Monday.
Into that danger area. Picked up by Richarlison. It's not going to count. Tierney's cross on the left is good. Odegaard's finish is even better.
Look at that.
Richarlison's in for the second time denied by VAR. It's off the cross.
VAR.
And then there's rebound is in. Richarlison. Surely they're not going to chalk this one up. That is a huge miss. Damari Gray. It's not going to kick that one out. Everton 2, Arsenal 1.
Mark Scott was at the Emirates.
Given Southampton's sorry record away to Arsenal, this might have been the ideal game for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to end his scoring drought in. But left out of the team at Everton, he's not in the squad today, with Mikel Arteta saying the club captain has been dropped because of a disciplinary breach. So it's an unchanged starting lineup from the late loss at Goodison Park. Plenty of changes for Southampton. 40-year-old Willy Caballero, who was signed on a short-term deal this week following Alex McCarthy's hamstring injury, makes his Saints debut. Stevens, Beckham, Diallo and Armstrong.
So there you go.
To come in.
A little bit on the long side, but it's not too bad.
Running into traffic eventually.
And that's it. That's all it is, really.
Saka. Right dispossessed. Now Teller. Armstrong. Goes for it, and a good strong arm from Ramsdale. And it's a good strong start from Southampton. Arsenal looked dozy early on, Southampton looked sharp. Ralph Hasenhüttl recently reached his 3-year anniversary.